I've come away from today's synod very encouraged by all the aspects of what we were talking about and the way that the whole morning went, but in particular the debate on the vision and strategy was very important, and I'm very impressed and pleased that not only did we get a lot of support for it, but also the comments made and the three strands that we're talking about, working on discipleship, encouraging people to think about their own sense of response to what God's doing in their lives. The new programme that we're going to bring forward to really support and encourage ordained ministry with the company of Ministerial Development, and the whole process of trying to encourage people to think differently, as we're going to have to act differently into the future, doing church differently. People really engaged, I felt, with the document. It was very encouraging to hear the comments, very appropriate questions made. Lots for me to go on thinking about, of course, and yes, lots of issues for us to try and work through, but I came away much encouraged and felt a real sense of support and wanting to work together and move forward together from this morning's synod. So thank you.
Discipleship's been a priority in the diocese now for 2 years, and so we have the added advantage of being slightly ahead of the other two strands. And through the umbrella of way of life, we're encouraging people to think about growing in their discipleship by growing in their relationship with God, growing in their maturity as Christians, growing alongside other Christians in their churches and in small groups, and then sharing the love of God with those beyond the church as the imperative of making new disciples. And so those are our 4 ways in which we're encouraging people to grow as disciples of Christ. And we're trying to get together resources to help people to do that. One is a resource of people, so we're currently training up way guides to help people, either individuals or small groups, to think about their journey as disciples, and we have 20 people already in the process of being trained. Another resource are the courses that are being written for people to help them. Already we have the Lent group that people have used to explore further in way of life, but we've now identified the need for a course to help people to learn about ways of praying, and we hope that that will be available in September of this year, so keep a lookout for that.
AMD, or Accompanied Ministerial Development, is a chance for all office holder priests to have time away from their very busy parochial duties to spend time with other priests thinking about their vocation, their ministry, perhaps chance to do some study on a subject that is very dear to their hearts, but their day-to-day business means they're unable to do so, and to get some insight into modern trends in theology, ethics, pastoral studies and so on, so they can be rejuvenated in their ministry. At the same time, their parishes and benefices will have support from our mapping team in order to think about their own ministry and how they can support the priest in his or her ministry as well. So that's what AMD is about, and we're very excited about the possibility that this brings for the diocese.
We all recognise that the world has changed, and like it or not, the church has got to change too. But what should these changes look like? What kind of a church are we going to need in the next 20 to 30 years? How can we do church differently? Well, in order to find some of the answers, we're inviting benefices, clusters, deaneries and parishes to come into the Bishop's Den to bid for funding to enable them to run pilot projects. We're looking for imaginative, innovative ideas backed up by a good business plan that will help us to discover what can be done. The Bishop's Den will be a unique event held in February 2014 in front of a live theatre audience. After an initial selection phase, the best applicants will pitch their ideas in front of the Bishop of Truro and panel members from the wider community. The successful projects will win significant awards from the Transformation Fund, as well as any help that they may need to succeed. It promises to be a really great event. So, if you have a bright idea and the desire to do church differently, get an application form today.
Chris, it's really good that you're now part of the diocese, part of our team, and it's great that you're going to be part of the team going forward in helping us think about the vision and the strategy. It'd be interesting to know just first reflections from you about how it feels and how you can kind of work with us.
Well, the first thing I'd say is it's great to be in Cornwall. It's great to be part of what is already an established team. I'm looking and learning and listening as I go about the diocese and join in the various conversations that are already happening. And I have to say, I'm very impressed by what I already find here. It seems to me that as a direction, discovering the kingdom and growing the church is absolutely the right way to go. And I've seen now some of the work that's already been happening in terms of filling out that vision, and in particular turning it from words into reality. And I'm very, very impressed. I was at an event in Bodmin just a week ago where we were speaking about discipleship, and when I listened to what various individuals and churches have been doing in that regard, I thought it was tremendous. There are lots of good ideas there. I know they're now available on the website as well, for folk to just think how they can deepen their walk with Christ. I'm very excited too about the Doing Church Differently initiative, because clearly we want to stimulate creative and entrepreneurial ideas about what church might be, and that I know we're going to have more to say to churches about how they can participate in that process soon, so that's going to be good. And then as you and I know, we've talked about my having a particular input to how we develop ministry across the diocese. That's something where clearly there are lots of people already working very hard, but sometimes feeling they're rather banging their head against a brick wall. And I think anything we can do to encourage and to enable and to inspire and to equip ministry, ordained ministry and other forms of ministry as well, I'm very much looking forward to that. I think what is going to have to happen in the coming months is turning some of those good intentions and the sense that I get anyway that folk welcome that direction into something that can really happen and will make a difference for individuals, for churches and for communities.
We're on the way, we don't want to be in the way.
Absolutely.